Everybody get your motherfucking roll on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Or whenever the fuck y'all niggas is watching this, man, I'll welcome y'all back to the Meech and Spiff channel on YouTube. As these cars is driving by, thought I found a nice little peaceful little spot back here. But I welcome y'all niggas back to the Meech and Spiff channel on YouTube, man. You know, for the people that tend to watch the podcast via YouTube and shit, make sure, if y'all haven't done already, make sure y'all go and subscribe to the Meech and Spiff podcast, or also known as the Drug Table Talk podcast with Meech and Spiff. Remember, we don't sell drugs, we sell knowledge and slang game. Make sure y'all niggas go and subscribe to the channel. Why am I saying channel? Make sure y'all go subscribe to the podcast on all streaming services. Yeah. Your Apple Podcasts, your Spotify, your Google Plays. You know, where the fuck y'all niggas like to listen to y'all podcasts on. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe, man. Because what I usually do is, you know, for the people that don't know, I like to get on here, you know, have like a little visual aspect. But, however, I only put 20%, maybe 50% of the podcast, you know, by video. So, if y'all want to listen to the whole podcast in its entirety, make sure y'all go and subscribe to the podcast, man. Or whatever the fuck, you know, app y'all niggas like to use. You feel me? But yeah, man. That way. Before I jump into the podcast, man, you know, as you can tell, we in the whip with it once again, man. We in the whip with it, man. You know what? Before I do that, man, let's just go ahead and start let's go ahead and start the pod, man. You know, shout out to the channel, shout out to the gang, man. Shout out to all 17 of y'all that always show up every motherfucking week, man, to listen to the potty pod, you feel me? But yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's do it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, or whenever the fuck y'all niggas like to listen to this shit. I'm Meech. And as y'all know, you know what they call me, man. Young Diane Sawyer, the Black Barbara Walters, Young Boris Kojo when I got my body and shit, you feel me? But I welcome y'all niggas back to the Drug Table Talk podcast on Meech and Spiff. Remember, we don't sell drugs, we sell knowledge and slang game. And this bum-ass nigga with this motherfucking motorcycle loud than a motherfucker, dog. She's fucking pissing me off, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate all 17 of y'all for always showing up, showing love, giving feedback when it's due, man. Believe me. I appreciate all 17 of y'all niggas, you feel me? And here we are again, man. We back at it, man. Right before I started recording, man, I was sharing with the YouTube people. Shout out to my folks. I listen to the pod or watch the pod via YouTube. I was telling my YouTube family, like, you know, for the people that listen to the pod, you know, we only put maybe 20%, at the most maybe 50% of the podcast on YouTube. So if y'all want to, you know, see the visual as well, you know, subscribe, man, please do. Because not only we have like visuals for the pod, you know, it's other things I like to do on the YouTube channel. So make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe and everything like that too. But like I was telling, you know, the YouTube people, is that now there's gonna be like some changes, I will say. There's gonna be some switch ups. There's gonna be some new things that might be going on, you know, going forward and everything, man. And, you know, for the people that haven't, you know, listened to last week's podcast in its entirety, towards the end of the podcast, you know, me, Spiff, and shout out to my nigga Curran for always sliding through or whatever. You know, me and Spiff, you know, told y'all that, you know, him and Solo, they were relocating. And so now, as of today, I know the podcast come out on Monday, but it's always Sunday when we record. The niggas is currently down in the A, down in Atlanta. And that's gonna be, my nigga Spiff and Solo's, permanent residence for now. And with that, I talked about it, especially with Spiff and how we're gonna, continue to do the podcast, whatever. You know how it is, man. Niggas talk about it, but we just gotta just figure out how the fuck we gonna do it. But until then, we gonna keep this motherfucker rolling, you feel me? Because when I came up with this idea to do this podcast, it was definitely with my nigga Spiff in mind. However, if anything happened, I always wanted to make sure we got a potty pod out for y'all. I always want to make sure that we got a potty pod out for y'all. I always want to make sure that I got a potty pod out for y'all, you feel me? Gotta say it like 3-4 times on my Dr. Umar shit. Gotta make sure that we got a potty pod out for y'all, you feel me? Because I look forward to sitting down, having a moment to like really just like get my thoughts out. Because you would be surprised, especially if you don't journal, or if you don't have a pod, or if you don't sit down and talk your shit out, maybe to a therapist or, somebody that's close to you, you'd be surprised how many thoughts that just run rampant, in the back of your mind on a daily, you feel me? And this is what I do. I might not be all the way forward with everything that might be going on with myself. However, I like to sit down and talk that shit out with y'all, man. I might not sit down and talk to, my lady about whatever the fuck's going on with me all the time, but at least I can sit down and express that shit, whether it's with myself or the 17 of y'all that's always listening and watching, on the channel, of course. And what I've learned in this like last week, and on top of just trying to make the podcast and the visuals and everything, better for y'all, is that we just have to, let me scratch that, not just we, but me personally, I have to be comfortable with, changes. And you always got to have backup plans in case of anything that happens, man. You always got to have a backup plan. Not trying to, like, point fingers or anything like that or whatever. But I honestly use, like, Spiff and Solo and people that we, do the podcast with. No, scratch. I'll just say it, man. I always use Spiff as, like a security blanket. Whereas if I can't sit down and talk to y'all niggas one-on-one, then I know I can go slide on my nigga Spiff and he'll, take some time out of his day to do the podcast as well. But I always use Spiff as like a security blanket. And with that, I have to, understand that it's not always going to be Spiff here. It's not always going to be Solo here. It's not always going to be guests, to come on to the podcast for me to sit down and talk to. Sometimes you got to do it yourself. Sometimes we got to sit up here and talk to y'all niggas personally. I got to get right here, talk to all 17 of y'all. Y'all niggas can pile up in a charger, and we could just rap. You feel me? It's funny because last week I was talking to one of my female cousins about, the podcast, whatever, and and I had told her, I was like, yeah, man, that nigga Spiff is about to move to the A. And she was like, well, what the fuck is going to go on with the podcast? I was like, well, I have no fucking idea. It's not one time that ever, like, crossed my mind of, like, actually just stopping this shit. Besides all those other times, when I was going through my moments and shit like that. But, like, since Spiff told me that him and Solo's going to relocate, not one time I ever thought about just actually stopping this shit. I knew I wanted to continue this shit going. However, I knew that there is going to have to be some changes. I know I can't just sit up here and just talk to y'all niggas in the whip. Unless that's what the fuck y'all niggas like, like to see, you feel me? And let me know. Is these conversations that I have in the whip by myself, is that something that y'all niggas are interested in? Or should I go get, somebody else to like sit down and like chop it up with? I ain't gonna say like this is gonna be the end all be all or just me just chopping it up with y'all just one-on-one. However, it's probably gonna be more of these than it is for me to like have like different guests on. But at the same time, like I said, man, I gotta make changes, man, because nothing lasts forever, man. I want to see this channel and the podcast, continue to grow. Like, yeah, man, just flat out, man. I just want this shit to just continually to just grow, man. Gotta be different, do different things, man. Me just sitting down here in the podcast, man, and just sitting in the car and just chopping up with y'all, man, I gotta do something different, man. I gotta change it up. And over this last week, and I wish I probably should have like started this shit a lot sooner, but I gotta make some changes, man. I gotta do something different. Be different. Do different things. You feel me? And another thing is, it's like, when you become, so comfortable with the way things are, you never, ever, ever want to get to the point where it's like you just caught, something happens and you just caught with your dick in your hand, you feel me? You just left out here stranded with nothing but your dick in your hand, man. You out there, straight holding your nuts, my nigga, because that's all the fuck you got. Like, you definitely don't ever want to get to that point, man. You definitely don't want to ever get to that motherfucking point whereas you just caught, with your motherfucking dick in your hand, man. And like I say, man, I want to be different. I want to do different things because I know people are going to get tired of just like seeing this shit. You feel me? It's gonna come a time where this motherfuckers ain't gonna like Meech. You haven't grown since that one shit, man. Like, you gotta do something different, man. You gotta do something different. Like, I done talked about this shit before. I always like visualize myself like in, different situations. I always visualize myself in better situations or a better environment, even if it's like a better car or a better crib, or just I visualize myself and just doing so much greater shit, you feel me? But one thing that motherfuckers fail to realize is that as much as you can visualize yourself doing something better, that's only like 1% of the job, man. You got to do the other 99%. You got to put the work in. As much as I like to sit up in here and daydream and visualize myself in better situations and bigger cribs and just a better way of living, my nigga, I actually got to go out here and do the work. Like I said, man, visualizing and dreaming is like 1% of the fucking job, my nigga. You gotta actually go out here and do something positive to achieve these goals, my nigga. Do something motherfucking positive for once, my nigga. Do something that's gonna benefit you and your family, man, that you ain't gotta like risk your life trying to blow a nigga head off or doing some old wild goofy shit, my nigga. Man, I swear to God, dude. Like I tell y'all niggas all the time, man, I record the podcast every Sunday for sure. And I at least like drive by like, Grosse Pointe, St. Clair Shores, that, you feel me? And I visualize myself like being in the water, man. looking at the boats, nigga, visualizing myself driving them big, big yachties, man, you feel me? I visualize myself like being in one of those cribs. It doesn't necessarily have to be the one off the water. Even if it's the ones, down the side street, bend the corner. As long as I'm in that area close enough to whereas I can see the water, my nigga. That's where I want to be. But like I said, man, I drive down there like twice a week, man, to ride by them houses near Lake St. Clair, you feel me? And then just visualize myself and my family being there, my nigga. I gotta do the work. I can't just sit back and one day and just feel like I'ma just wake up and just be there, my nigga. No, nigga, we gotta do the work, my nigga. I have to. Nigga, every motherfucking Saturday after I take my son to go to his grandparents' house, my parents' house and shit, you feel me? My mom always asks me, "Oh, y'all going to go people watch?" You damn right. We going. I want it to be whereas my son can see these things as he is, 3 at this time. And he get a familiar feeling. Like I told my nigga Spiff, man, I want it to be whereas when my son get old enough to like really start like remembering things like for real, I want it to be whereas this is all he know. Nice cribs. I can look across the street and see the water, my nigga. That's the type of shit I want my son to be accustomed to. I want that to be his new normal. But like I said, man, I gotta do the motherfucking work, my nigga. Man, I can't wait, man. I can't wait for the day for me to walk out, go get the motherfucking paper or pick up the mail and just sit in the middle of the street and just let out a big ass sigh of relief and be like, nigga, I did this shit. I can't wait for that shit, man. Man, I get so sick and tired of this shit, man. Waking up every morning to the nigga next door coughing because he blowing weed in the motherfucking driveway and shit. This nigga coughing and niggas got the music blasting. You got the nigga across the street. I'm pretty sure he done smoked his wife. Because that nigga be on some weird shit. But that's another story for another day. But it's certain shit that I'm around, man, that I don't want to raise my son into. However, I got to do different. I got to be different. Got to do different things. I got to surround myself with like-minded people. I have to. I can't wait to whatever the fuck my goal is, man, for me to take this podcast and this YouTube shit to the next level, man. I can't wait to really, like, enjoy the fruits of my labor, my nigga. I can't wait to enjoy that, man. I can't wait. Like, and the things that I'm talking about, man, it's not too far out of reach, my nigga. Like, I never said I wanted to be a multi-billionaire, my nigga. There's people goals to be like multi-billionaires and shit, you feel me? I just want to be comfy, my nigga. Like my cousin Bezo say, I'm in my comfy clothes. I just want to be comfortable, my nigga. Nigga, I never, ever. And I ain't gonna say like I'm just down on my shit, I'm just all fucked up or whatever. But I remember those days whereas niggas was definitely living paycheck to paycheck. Like, it's been times whereas, nigga, if I would've didn't get paid, let's just say some bullshit happened. If I didn't get paid a week or whatever, I would have been hurt. Not saying that's where I am now. However, I need my papes. A nigga need his papes, you feel me? You feel me? Nigga need his papes, you feel me? But I don't want to say that's where I am now. But I'm sure there are people that live like that. But I just want to be comfortable, my nigga. I want to live comfortable. I want my family to be comfortable. I want to walk outside and just be motherfucking comfortable, my nigga. Man, I was out there riding. I was riding through Lake St. Clair and, you know, St. Clair Shores and Grosse Pointe earlier today, man. You feel me? And one thing that I've noticed when I was riding around out there, my nigga, is that every car that I saw in the driveway was like regular shit, nigga. I saw like little GMC trucks. I saw PT Cruisers. I saw like motherfucking just like Ford Escapes. Nigga, it wasn't no foreign shit. It wasn't no Hellcats. It wasn't no demons. I did drive by and the nigga had like an old school like Corvette in his garage, but I could tell like that was probably an OG ass nigga, you feel me? Probably had that bitch since he was like 18 or 19 and shit, you feel me? But a lot of these motherfuckers that's probably like well off or like uber rich, you feel me? They wasn't like driving like the foreign shits, my nigga. They driving just like regular ass whips and these bad ass cribs, my nigga. That's what I want to be, my nigga. I don't want to show my wealth. I want to be wealthy. I don't want niggas to look at me like, oh, my nigga Meech, he came out there with 90 gold chains and iced out shit, you feel me? Nigga, no. I want to have 90 gold chain diamond money in my pocket, my nigga. Nigga, fuck looking wealthy. I'm trying to be wealthy, my nigga. There's so many motherfuckers out here that's so fucked up, cuz. And I know it. And I know it. And I know it. Because those be the same motherfuckers that get smoked and shit. And niggas be having to go fund me. They be having all types of chicken dinners and fish fries and this, that, and the third. And it's just all fucked up, my niggas. I don't want that to be me, my dog. I don't want that to be me, my dog. I want... Fuck looking wealthy. I want to be wealthy, my nigga. Yeah. But for me to get there, man, I gotta do the work, man. I gotta turn these dreams into realities, man. I got to. I gotta keep working on my dream, man. You gotta keep working on your dream, or you're gonna be a slave to somebody else's dream. You're gonna be too busy working on somebody else's dream. Yeah, man.